It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say.
KBL, you a menace.
Yeah. It's a lot of little boys out here talking that talk, but ain't spinning and walking that walk. 5 bills to get you whacked, 50 shots up in this Mac, face shots to make the news, we just step when they relax, group chats to get you tapped, forehead up in my lap, when they pump we run it back, tell my youngin' cut no slack, 5 bills to get you whacked. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's story time with your boy Young and Hefe. And I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of storytelling is Oso from La Puente 13, a.k.a. Bear. Now, La Puente is a Southsider gang that has many cliques. Can't remember what clique that Oso is actually from, but, you know what I'm saying, the Oso or the Bear that's from La Puente, that's around my age, and that was in SRC, CYA intake, California Youth Authority, that person know who they is, or whatever the case may be. So, I had came down at this time for a case that I didn't commit, you know what I'm saying? A situation that happened in my community, being that my name was in the air a lot amongst all the hot boy stuff. Whatever came across these people's desks, somehow, some way it has something to do with me. Now, the police already knew who had did the crime that was committed, but they tried to play me. They arrested one person that had something to do with the crime, and they arrested myself, knowing I didn't have anything to do with the crime, but put me in a situation to where either you was gonna take the time for this crime, or you was gonna tell on who did this crime. Now, however, the subject of matter that was the victim, he had came to court and even told these people that it was not me, that he know me, but it was not me. And that he had a talk with me that maybe could have stopped the situation from happening. But there was nothing to talk about. In the land where the predator is on prey, you gotta let some things take its natural course at times. But me allowing that situation to take its natural course, I had to pay for it. And I went and did the time for it. So I end up in CYA after everything's said and done, fighting this case, right? So at this time I leave Sylmore. I make it to CYA. When I get there, right off the bat, you know, the police that been around for a while, they know who's whose. They in the chart, reading about these write-ups, reading about these assaults, seeing who with the business, seeing who a JCAP, and as well, they watching you. You know what I'm saying? They watching to see who's who flocked to who's socking on who's standing on business, and who a gumpy in a tank where the piranhas and sharks play. So at this time, I was a worker. I think I was on Pico at this time. I was a worker. I was the main worker on the block. Now, before I had got in this worker position, I was in a cell by myself. And everything was fine and dandy. But once I got hired as a worker, I was integrated in the cell with a Southern Mexican, a Southsider, because he was a worker. And that's how it went. The politics was you got to have like a black out and a Mexican out for sure. So They wanted to put the workers in the room with each other instead of allowing us separate rooms, being that it was already a lot of people in this cottage that had single bedrooms. Now, being that it had never really been up with no Mexican hood in my hood, I really didn't have no racial mishaps. Like, even my times like going through the juvenile hall, yeah, I squabbled. You done squabbled everything. If you done squabbled your own, for sure you got to squabble who ain't your own. That's just how I always felt and looked at things. I had buddies, man, from many hoods, you know what I'm saying, that was Southsiders, you know what I'm saying? I blew with them, smoked with them, all the good stuff, right? So, I'm just saying, I say all this to say that it wasn't even no racial tension. Now, I don't know if it was racial tension on his behalf, being that he was from a town of Puente. And Puente, I don't think there's many blacks out there. You know, I don't know the percentage of blacks out there, but I'm pretty sure the black percentage is on a small spectrum. It's really, you know what I'm saying, Latinos. That's a Latino city, as a lot of these cities are. You know what I'm saying? Only really like South LA, the Comptons, and probably a few other places is really integrated with blacks and Latinos. Other than that, they take it by landslide. So, me merging, going in the cell with him, they asked me would it be a problem. I was like, nah, it's good on my behalf or whatever the case may be. Obviously, he told him it was good on his behalf because he ended up in the cell with me, or either he just wanted the benefits or perks of being a worker. So, we move in the cell with each other, you know what I'm saying? And everything was everything, you feel me? I don't have nothing bad to say about the dude. Was mild-mannered, you know what I'm saying? I reciprocated the energy that was gave back. And oftentimes, you know, we interact, you know, talk, joke, little stuff like that. You know, he was clean, you know, I was clean. And so we didn't have to clean up behind each other or anything like that. You know, we basically both knew house rules and proper etiquette without it had to being told. You know what I'm saying? On some convict level type time. So, one day out of nowhere, we got into it. It wasn't really no tension or anything coming from nowhere. We got into it behind some state issue clothes. Now, in jail, if you a person of style or just like being fresh, then you want all the brand new stuff, from the brand new socks to the brand new drawers to the brand new shirts to the brand new, you know what I'm saying, 501s to the brand new button-ups. I kept all that, you know. I kept about 2 visiting fits, you know what I'm saying, put up all type of stuff, and I kept my compound fits, you know, creased up, and all the looks, you know. So everybody that, you know, was really a member and really liked to look the part and look presentable, you know, kept new stuff and state issue stuff out the laundry. So I guess Oso had like a gang of t-shirts. And I don't know if Oso was wearing too many of these t-shirts or passing these t-shirts out too fast. But obviously he had went in his stash of t-shirts that he had wherever he had it at, because I didn't know where he had his stash. I didn't need to have his stash. Everything I wanted in CYA, juvenile hall, I always had in my way. You know what I'm saying? I always had in my way with the police. The police always treated me as if, you know what I'm saying, I was an elder inmate or somebody that wasn't supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? They recognized game. So I seen him in the room, you know, counting through his t-shirts, huffing and puffing, like, you know what I'm saying, looking around or whatever the case may be. And I'm kind of ignoring it because I really don't want to come out and act like, hey, you looking for something, you lost something, anything like that, because I know I didn't touch nothing. But, you know, I'm hoping that he figure it out. So he's still looking around, huffing and puffing, looking through his t-shirts. Man, dog, yeah, this crazy, dog. Woo. So after I'm finally hearing all this, I finally asked him, like, hey, bro, what's up? You missing something? What's going on? So he instantly like, hey, yeah, dog, you feel me? Woo, I got some t-shirts missing. You know, I had such and such many t-shirts, you know, and my shirt's gone. So I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, well, look, bro, either you and pass some out because I seen you giving your homies brand new issue shirts at times, or either when we wasn't in here, the police came in here and took your shirts. One way or another, bro. I ain't touched those shirts. Got my own shirts. Any state issued anything I want on this compound, I can have. So I ain't got your stuff. So from there, it was like a little back and forth as if he didn't believe that the police had came up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I think this would have been messed up or something, dog. Woo. I'm just saying, if you needed some shirts, woo. I'm like, hey, look, bro. I'm going to tell you again, bro. I ain't touch your shirts. I ain't ever touched those shirts. We ain't ever had a problem with anything being touched in here. We ain't going to have that problem. But being that you making me feel uncomfortable, we about to holler at the police, bro. And you know what I'm saying, you can just get a cell move and get in another cell, bro, before it turn into something else. So from that, he like, what? I ain't telling the police nothing. Ooh. I fired. Get off on him. I get off on him. I fire up. I get off on him first, follow up with like a 2-piece. Boom, bop, boom. Put a quick 3-piece on him. He fall. Bam. Hit the toilet. When he hit the toilet, he out. So when he out, I'm not gonna lie, boom, I look, I'm like, oh, I already seen when he hit the toilet. So when I turn him over, like right here in the little temple area, he got like some blood leaking. And he not moving. So when I see him not moving, I'm like, hey, also, I'm trying to shake him. I'm like, hey, he not moving, he not coming to. So I get kind of spooked. So when I get kind of spooked, I kind of lean back. I run to the door. I'm looking at the door. And I'm trying to think in my mind, like, what to do, man. I don't want to call the police, and I'm not about to call the police. So my mind is trying to spring into action. Like, man, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to play this thing off, man. Put this dude in the bed or something, try to put the blanket on him and make it seem like he went to sleep and ain't never woke up. Like, it's just going to have to be my word against his word. And it was just after lunchtime, so school was about to be back open. So we was about to go to school anyway. So I was about to try to get up out of here. However they did it, the examinators do it, put the time limit together. Oh, he passed this time. That's just what it was going to have to be. So amongst that, I went back over to try to shake him. I'm like, hey, bro, come on, whoop. Finally, he come to. When he come to, he get to stirring a little bit. I'm like, whoa. Brick lift off my chest. He come to. I'm like, hey, bro, you good? Woo. He like, yeah, dog. Woo. He like, damn, woo. So I'm like, hey, look, bro. I grab a wet rag, you know what I'm saying, turn the water on the sink, you know what I'm saying, grab it, give it to him, like, hey, look, try to explain to him, bro, I was trying to talk to you like a man. You talking about these t-shirts and you getting disrespectful. I ain't touched your shit, ain't never touched your shit, bro. But, you know what I'm saying, the disrespect, that's what we ain't about to be doing, bro, you know what I'm saying? But that's out the way, bro. We straight. He like, yeah, we straight. We leave it at that. So, bam. About another 10, 15 minutes go by. They come start unlocking the doors, let us off of school. Bam, we go to school. I stay back a little bit. I want to make sure he get out the unit. Ain't no stand back telling the police nothing. Ain't no about to be no surprises. So I'm lingering, making sure he get to school. I'm talking to him, you know what I'm saying? Hey, ooh, stand close to him, you know what I'm saying? Just saying little stuff to him. We make it out the door. We make it to school. Once we make it to school, they start calling people out the line movements. I know close was clear. I get in the class, bro. I'm chilling in the class probably about like 15 to 20 minutes of me chilling in the class. You just hear, you know what I'm saying, over the walkie-talkies, you know what I'm saying, that, inmate being reported to medical, you know what I'm saying, woo. So I'm not even thinking this old dude. I'm not going to lie, I'm not knowing what's going on. It could have been a fight, anything that's going on. So, bam. We get back to our units after school. Also, now back in the cell, that's when I start hearing from everybody. They like, yeah, man, the people that was in his class, like, man, he was in the class, like, looking retarded, drooling out the mouth and stuff like that. And he was, like, kind of, like, bleeding a little bit. And, like, he was acting slow, now, you know what I'm saying, slow and incoherent. The teacher seen that, hurried up, hit the button, you know what I'm saying? So they took him up there to the infirmary, kept him in the infirmary for, like, a day or two or whatever the case may be. He never said my name. He kept it G, you know what I'm saying? When, he came back to the lodge, though, they didn't let him be no worker, though, you know what I'm saying? They knew a fight or something had happened, and being that he didn't want to tell what happened, they had terminated him from being a worker, and he had to return to a regular cell, whatever the case may be. That it was no infractions after that with me and Oso or no other Southsiders. That was a head-up fade. They let that be what it was, and it was what it was. And with that being said, I'm going to conclude that right there. It's your boy, Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing. Press that button, and if you ring that notification bell, I'm gonna bring you mail.
We have an after party, rooftop party. No men need to apply. No men need to apply. Ladies, We having a rooftop after party tonight, and we gonna go live like Astroglide. You hear me? No Diddy, no Diddy. Diddy won't be at this party, baby. It's just me and y'all. Are you ready? Ladies, let's go live like Astroglide. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go, hey ladies, pull up to the party tonight, rooftop, invite only. Invite only, baby. You know what I'm saying? Invite only, baby. Real talk. Only ladies. We're not interested in bringing no men out. Bring all the ladies. I got everything you need, baby. We're gonna go live like a PS5. We're gonna go live like that Astroglide, baby. We got the #1 solution on the market right now, ladies. Pull up. Invite only.